Okay, so Variety is reporting that a sequel series to Buffy the Vampire Slayer is in the works. And sources are saying that Sarah Michelle Gellar is in talks, actually, to come back and play the beloved role. Jully, sequels. Do we want this one back? What do we think of TV reboots in general?
Yeah.
Do you like them?
So I'm not a reboot girl. I'm not reboot girl. And I realized when I was prepping for this, I'm like, I haven't watched any of the reboots.
Yeah.
Why is
leave
that,
them as
do you
they,
think?
Just leave them as they are, how I see it in my mind.
Yes.
Leave it as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but apparently there's some good ones. Like I heard the Fresh Prince is a good one. Fresh Prince.
They just canceled it.
Oh!
Sorry to you guys didn't know that. Sorry, they did. Yeah. It was decent, but yeah, they just.
It was just decent.
You know what?
Roseanne. Like, even though there was that whole scandal around Roseanne, remember that? And she was booted off the show. That show's doing really well. People seem to like it. I don't want to.
Is she on it?
Yeah.
She's not on it.
Oh, okay, that's right.
No, she joined the Trump administration, and that was kind of it.
She got braids.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Is
maybe.
that all she did?
Anyway.
It's funny that you say leave them, because when I see a reboot, in my mind, I remember what age I was when that show first came out. And then when you see a reboot, and if the old actors come back and they've aged, because we age, then I feel old again. Like, I actually feel older watching it.
All of
but
that, eh?
I do like, I do. I know, thank you.
It's okay.
However, it's very different with music. I love me an old school remix party any day of the week. Why? But you know why? Because it's different. I go back in time in my mind. I go back to 16. I go back to 18.
Okay.
I go back to that boy. I go back to behind the car. Anyway,
You just going back.
Yes, but my point is, because I don't have to remember, I can go back in time. You get into a time machine and you feel that age again. I don't have to see how old everybody's got.
Okay.
You know what I think? I hear every year for I don't know how many years, I have friends who have gone down with their manuscript, going to LA, they're gonna try to make it. You hear about all of these people going down to LA, going down to Hollywood, and all I see are reboots and Spider-Man movies. And I'm just asking Hollywood, what's happening? Because I know people are going with their dreams and they want to have all these original scripts, but we don't ever seem to get them. All of these reboots, to which there are so many, and none of us, as we just, nobody's really digging them. So why do you keep doing this? Where's the original?
Well, you know why?
Yeah.
You know, again, I agree with you. I think it's sad, but it's because at least it's a formula that works in the past. So there's less risk.
In the past.
I think in this case of this series, it was such a well-loved series. It was one of the first earliest like feminist shows. It dealt with a whole bunch of things. A lot of nerds really, really loved it passionately. And the thing is that it kind of ended with a bit of a sour taste, because the guy who was running the show, the showrunner, the writer, Joss Whedon, he ended up there's a like, big, huge scandal around him. Apparently, he treated women on the set very poorly. And so this is an opportunity, I think, for something to be resurrected, and I say that intentionally, in a very interesting way, because Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think, is at the helm of this now, to some degree. And so I think there's a chance for big fans of this show to like actually feel like, I don't know, they can fall in love with it. Maybe closure.
But maybe it also take people back to the original and kind of watch how it used to be. And maybe some of them actors will get some residual pay, because some people broke out there.
I think Michelle's running low on the money, and she's like, we need to grab something and start stabbing. What do they do? I don't even know. Vampires. That's what it sounds like. She needs a check. That's what I think it is. And I'm not hating on it.
Well, speaking of music, Jully Black.
Speaking of needs a check.
Speaking of needs a check. Speaking of music, it turns out that after a decade.
17 years.
Sorry, almost 2 decades, you're heading back out on tour.
Yeah.
So that is so exciting.
Thank you.
It is called Songs. Oh my God. It is called the Songs and Story Tour 2025. What are the songs? What are the stories?
All the songs, all the stories, not just mine, but my mom's as well.
Oh, nice.
Right? Your stories, right? Because I feel like I'm the voice of the voiceless. We're doing this independently, going across the country. I'm leading the charge as a woman, as a female artist, entrepreneur.
Yes.
Right? And we're going Saskatoon, we're going Edmonton, Calgary, like we're driving across, like we're doing it, and also bringing artists with me. I'm doing what other artists didn't do for me. Let me look at the camera. No one helped me. Nobody helped me, but guess what? You want to be the change you want to see in the world, right? So we're saying, all right, emerging artists, let's do this together. It's each one reach one, right? Cool. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Jully, we cannot wait. Thank you for coming back and joining us. So here it is. If you'd like to see Jully on tour, and I know you will and you want to, visit jullyblack.ca for tickets. Cannot wait to see you.
Are you all coming?
Yes.
Okay.
closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.